Now for the next part of factoring or finding a common factor, we're going to have a problem with variables. All right, so we have to find the same number, the greatest common factor in their numbers, but you also have to find letter-wise or variable-wise what they have in common. So let's start with the numbers. So we have 8, which is 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. Then we have 4, which is 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. Then we have 10, which is 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. So when we look at the numbers, what number do they have in common? Looks like they all have 2 in common. Biggest number they have in common? 2. So we pull out a 2. So this is what's going to be outside of the parentheses. And then now we notice that they have P in common. Now the rule for this is you always choose, we know they have P, always choose the P with the lowest exponent, because that's as high as it can go. That's as high as the number that they have in common. Because this right here, our lowest exponent is 4. We know we have 4 P's inside that 5. And we know we have 4 P's inside that 6. Okay? But we know, and we pick the smallest because we know we have that amount in it. But if you were to try to pick the highest one, this one's 6, we don't have 6 P's in here. We only have 5. And then right here, we don't have 6 P's in there either. We only have 4 of them. So we always go with the one with the smallest exponent. So we pick P to the 4th. So that's common. And then we do the same thing for the Q, because they all have Q. So now Q, which one is the smallest Q? We have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. So then 2 won that one. So we have 2 Q's in common. So now inside the parenthesis, we write down what we have left up here. So we use 2 of each of these for numbers. So 2 times something gives you that 8. That was the 4. Now I took 4 of those P's. So P4 plus how many more P's will give you 6. So 4 plus 2. I'm left over with 2 because 4 plus 2 is 6. And then now my Q. Do I have any Q's left? I have 2, and I had in there 2. So that means no Q's, because I already have the amount of Q's I need here. So then this one's just 4P squared. Now I bring down the sign, it's minus. Now I talk about the next one. So I have 2 on the outside. 2 times 2 gave me that 4. So the 2 is left in there. Now my P. For my P, I have 4 out here. I have to get 5. So 4 plus 1 gives me 5. Now normally we don't leave the 1 there because it's understood if the letter's by itself that there's a little imaginary 1 for an exponent. But I'll leave it there for now, and then I'll rewrite it at the end. So then we have P first, P to the first power. Now Q. This is P squared, or Q squared, my bad. So Q squared. So now that you have Q squared, you need a Q cubed, or to the third power. So you have 2 plus 1 gives you 3. So you got that leftover Q in there. Bring down the sign for the next one. Now 10. I have 2 out here. 2 times something gives you 10. What was that something? 2 times 5. That's the leftover in there. 2 times 5. So then now you deal with your P if you need it. Let's see. So P to the 4th. I have a P to the 4th there already. So I don't need any more P's. So I leave that. Now Q's. Q squared is out here. Or I have 2 Q's. I have 4 up here. I need 2 plus 2 gives me 4. So I'm missing 2 more Q's. So now I used everything I needed, not everything left. So now I have 2P to the 4th, Q squared, parentheses, or times 4P squared minus 2P to the 1st, Q to the 1st, plus 5Q squared. Now, those ones, we don't need them, because it's understood that there is an exponent of 1 on there, because there isn't an exponent. So now, I'm going to check it to make sure that this comes out back to my beginning problem. So this would be your answer, just so you know, when you factor it. This would be your answer. So now I'm going from here, trying to get back there to make sure that I did the right thing, that I factored correctly. Okay, so now I'm going to start factoring. So 2 times 4, 8. P, okay, so 4 plus 2, that's P to the 6. And then Q, I don't have another Q, so I just write it down. So far I'm doing good because I have the first term. Now, for the next one, 2 times 2, that's 4. P to the 4th and P to the 1st, that's P to the 5th. And then Q squared and Q, that's Q to the 3rd, because that's 2 plus 1. So far, looking good. Exactly the same. Now, bring down the sign from here. Now, 2 times 5, 10. Now, P to the 4th, no P, just bring it down. Q squared and Q squared, so 2 plus 2, that's Q to the 4th. Now, same exact thing I got. So I know I factored correctly. I chose the right numbers, and I chose the right variables with their exponents. So I did good. So that's how you factor a polynomial such as this, when you have common numbers and letters. Okay?